Facing the Past: How Germany Confronted Its Darkest Chapter. Imagine waking up in a country where the past is not just in history books but still alive in the streets, in family conversations, and in national debates. That is Germany. For decades, the country has faced a unique challenge: how to deal with the crimes of the Nazi era and ensure they never happen again. This long and difficult process is called Vergangenheitsbewältigung, which means coming to terms with the past. At the end of World War II in 1945, Germany was in ruins. Cities were destroyed, millions of people were dead, and the world had just learned about the Holocaust, the mass murder of 6 million Jewish people and millions of others. The question was, how should Germany deal with its terrible past? For many years, the answer was silence. People wanted to rebuild their lives and forget. Some even claimed they did not know what had happened. But forgetting was not an option. Justice had to be served, and future generations had to learn the truth. One of the first efforts to face the past was the Nuremberg trials, 1945 to 1946. For the first time in history, top Nazi leaders were put on trial for crimes against humanity. Some were sentenced to death, others to prison. These trials showed the world and the German people that there had to be consequences for such crimes. They also introduced the idea that individuals, not just governments, could be held responsible for war crimes. This was a groundbreaking moment in international law and set the foundation for future war crime tribunals. In the 1960s, a new generation of Germans began asking tough questions. They wanted to know what their parents and grandparents had done during the Nazi era. Schools started teaching about the Holocaust in detail, and textbooks included the darkest parts of German history. Germany also built many memorials and museums to remember the victims. For example, the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe in Berlin is a powerful symbol of remembrance. Every year, German leaders participate in ceremonies to apologize and reflect on history. Even small towns have plaques and markers reminding people of the Jewish communities that once lived there and were lost during the Holocaust. Another important initiative is the Stolperstein, stumbling stones. These are small brass plaques placed in front of houses where Jewish people or other victims of the Nazis once lived. Today, there are over 100,000 Stolpersteine across Europe, making history visible in daily life. Germany took strong legal action to prevent the return of Nazi ideology. Displaying Nazi symbols, denying the Holocaust, or promoting hate speech became crimes. The government made it clear, Nazi ideas had no place in modern Germany. Unlike some countries where free speech allows extreme views, Germany decided that some ideas were too dangerous to be tolerated. This approach remains controversial but has been effective in keeping extremist movements small and under control. Facing the past also meant taking responsibility. Germany paid billions of euros in reparations to Holocaust survivors and their families. Even today, the country continues to support programs that help Jewish communities and other victims of Nazi crimes. These payments are not just symbolic, they help fund medical care, education, and cultural preservation for Jewish communities worldwide. Additionally, German companies that benefited from forced labor during the Nazi era, such as Volkswagen and Siemens, created compensation programs. These initiatives acknowledge the economic advantages that some businesses gained under the Nazi regime and attempt to make amends. Germany's way of dealing with its past is unique. Many countries have dark histories, but few have made such an effort to acknowledge their mistakes. Vergangenheitsbewältigung is not just about punishment, it is about learning, educating, and ensuring that history does not repeat itself. By facing its past, Germany has become a global example of how a nation can heal and grow. The lesson is clear: we cannot change history, but we can learn from it. And perhaps, by remembering the past with honesty and responsibility, we can build a future where such horrors never happen again.